So I was telling my brother Pedro, the young Pepe on YouTube, the importance of having phone service. So like a day before my sister was getting married, I was so unprepared because I didn't even have my clothing ready yet, and I worked pretty late, so I got out like at like 7:30 p.m. and I was like, man, I need to go get the clothing and like the shoes and all the stuff that I needed. So my brother, young Pepe, was like, oh, I'll go with you. So I told him, oh, hurry up. And like right after I get out of work, we're heading over there. So I pull up to my house and I'm like grabbing my car, like hurry up. Because I told him as soon as I get here, I just went to my house and changed like super quick and got back in the car. And my brother was like, Peter, the cameraman today, he was like, oh, I'm going with Yesy, wait for me. And I was like, dude, I told you that I was going right away. So I was like, and I revved my car and I just like left all quick, and I even passed like a red light, and I was like all bummed out. I was like, man, I just passed the red light, like I was having a good day. I mean, I was going pretty fast. I just said it that I was going pretty fast, and that kind of like bummed me out that I passed the red light for some reason. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna go on the freeway. So I took like the back roads, and the back roads are like view, and that's why I took those, like just like to have a nice day, I guess. But I for some reason I never like look at my gauges, and this time I looked at it and I saw that the heat gauge was like all the way up, and I was like, why is it hot? And I saw like a little bit of smoke coming out, and I was like, oh man, that's not good. So I pulled over immediately, and there was like a over like in the middle of nowhere, and there was like no cars. I looked around and like there was no houses, and I pull over and I'm like, oh man, who can I call? Because my car was like already smoking, and I was like, I don't want to drive, or like, should I go back, or like, I didn't know what to do. So is that the mechanic? Yeah, it is, huh? I was like, should I go back or what should I do? But I decided just to pull over and like to calm down and think about the situation, because my car was smoking. So I'm like, I'm gonna see if I have some water, because my car was overheating. So what I did was pull over. So I was pulled over, and I was checking if I had some water in my car, because my whole car was smoking, and I'm like, dude, this thing is like missing water. I don't know what it is, but I hope it's not the head gasket. So that's why I pulled over immediately, and I didn't want to continue driving it, because if it was the head gasket, it was gonna screw up my whole engine. So I pulled over, and I pop open my trunk, and I see that I have no water, and I'm looking like inside my car, and I find like a water bottle, a normal water bottle, like this much water left in it, and I'm like, man, that's not enough water. So my next step was like to put that water inside the radiator, and I was like, this thing is gonna cook my hand like as soon as I crack it open. So I'm like, what can I use in order for me to be able to open the radiator cap without burning myself? And I'm looking like all over the car, and I find this beanie that my mom had like knitted for me, and I'm like, I don't want to use that beanie, but I was like, ah man, I have to, like that's like my only option. So as soon as I open the radiator cap, like so much paper starts coming out, like, and I'm like, man, like this thing is gonna have no water left. So as possible, all right. And so the mechanic is here that is gonna help my brother fix his car, because we couldn't fix it. But the thing that we're gonna, I mean, I had to leave momentarily because I need to move my car in order for like this much water that was left in my little water bottle that I had into the radiator, and as soon as I dropped it in, it evaporated because my car was so hot, and I was like, man, I'm screwed. And then after that was like over, like after the water evaporated, I was like, I don't know what to do, but let's turn on the AC since I just fixed it. But after that, like I grabbed my phone and I was like, who can I call that can help me, like that will help me for sure, like as soon as possible. So then I called my friend David. He lived like maybe like 3 to maybe like 5 miles max. Like he lived pretty close to where I stopped, and I was like, I called him, and then as soon as I called him, he picked up, and I was like, yeah, he's gonna help me for sure because he's always down. But and he always helped me out a lot. But the thing was that right when I called him, a guy like in a 3-wheeler pulls up out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the heck, where did this guy come from, and why is he on the road? Like that thing is illegal to drive in the road, and in California at least. And he's like, he pulls up and he's like wearing like a cowboy hat and a 3-wheeler. He's like, you want some water? And I was like, yeah. And he's like in a gallon? And I was like, yeah, that would be great, because I just put like a little bit of water, like this much water in my freaking car. And then he goes in, and then you know, like those big alcohol wine bottles, or I don't know what kind of like alcoholic drink it is, and it's like this big, and then it has like a little like hoop like that, and you grab it like that. So he brought me one of those full of water, and I think I only had like $5 in my wallet in cash, and I was like, man, I gotta pay you because you helped me out, but I only have $5. And he's like, no, it's fine. Just like when you're done putting the water in the radiator, just like go like behind that rock and leave the container there. And then that's exactly what I did. But what I did at the end was like take the bottle, and then I left the little $5 in the little hoop, and then he left. But then when I was doing that, like he came back like after like 15 minutes, and I was just like, thank you, man. Like basically he saved my life, and he really helped me out. So I guess it's like good to do good things for others, like when you can. So that was like the moral of the story in my 240. So that was like a good, like happy ending story in this car. But like now the car is like running like a champ. Like I just fixed this AC unit and it works great. So that's it for today. But the next project, like I said, is to fix the odometer, because that thing is broken, or maybe jammed, hopefully jammed. But that's it for today.
And music playing in the background.
Yeah.
Outro.